humble brag, man. Hey, the humble brag experience. Welcome back. We are back. Got the whole gang with us today. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
man, what's good, fellas? What we on?
What it do? What it do? Hey man, I'm on an empty glass today.
I'm on baby duty today.
Yeah, I'm on that H2O today.
Hey man, moving
Listen, I
around.
it was the solar thunderstorm the other day, but I'm just tired, bro. I think something ain't right with the
Bro,
magnetic. You know what I mean? Something ain't,
but it's crazy. It's crazy you say that, bro. I woke up at 2:30 today, and I'm just like, bro, what the world? Like, I woke up this morning, I fell back asleep,
Get
and I was asleep till
up!
2:30. Get up.
hey,
I'm
you know,
with you on that.
Hey
Boy,
yo, hey
hey,
yo.
you know what
boy,
my
it's
dad?
tired.
You know what my dad used to tell me when I used to sleep a lot. He used to say, "You ain't got a baby on the way, do you?" You know.
Another
Oh,
one. Another one.
Them
another
old
one.
folks.
Another
Nah, I'm
one.
talking about when I was young, though. I'm talking about when I
We
was
talking about
young.
right now. Another one.
Ah,
Nah, don't put that in the air. No sir, no sir.
Yeah, them old folks always say, if you sleeping a lot, you might be expecting a baby. I don't know.
you might have one. Need that rest, man. That's my
Yeah,
goal
Yeah,
this
for
week,
real.
man. I'm just been trying to get 8 hours of sleep, man. I don't know that's gonna
Yeah.
happen. If I can
It's
get
been it,
six,
Hey,
I'm
it was a
good.
long. I don't know who just said it. Keith, both of y'all said it. It was a long weekend though, man. Like there's a lot going on.
Yeah, a whole lot.
yeah.
Graduations,
Congratulations.
which
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah.
touch on in a second. But there's a ton of stuff going on, man.
Yeah, Mother's Day, a lot of different things
Mother's
going on.
Yeah,
Time
Day.
with the family,
yeah. And
Yeah, man.
one thing I realized, man, I don't know if this is intentional, but do all colleges like have graduations on Mother's Day? Is that kind of like is that kind of like a cultural traditional thing to like do that just as a gift to your mom? Say, hey, I graduated college, or do it just always
Yeah,
happen to fall on that weekend?
Not all of them, I don't think.
yeah. Not all of them. I guess it
Because I
just
remember
coincides with the end of the year.
yeah, but when we graduated, it was on Mother's Day, May 8th,
Well, no,
2016.
Mm-hmm.
because Carolina does that intentional though.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, that was my question. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
Mm-hmm.
crazy
Carolina's
though, man.
intentional with it. I don't know about the other schools, but I know Carolina intentionally does that.
Yeah, that's crazy. But hey, man, graduating college, dude, man, how many years ago?
Ooh.
60,
Sheesh.
7 years
Hey,
ago,
don't tell
fellas.
our age. Don't tell
seven
our
years
age.
ago. 7 years ago, we graduated. Me, Jeff, and Charles was taking fireball shots, walking through the tunnel at the Laudermill Center.
no, I wasn't doing that.
you,
Because you're not about that life.
you was doing that. Think we
Man,
That
got
man
that
just want to
good,
on
make sure.
film
That
good
too.
man just
days,
want to
good
make sure
days.
he was on his p's and q's.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
that was a good time. Hey, no, graduation night it was a good time. Kidri, you threw. I don't know if you threw a party or something, but you was the DJ at some party that I was at,
I did.
and
Oh,
I
uh,
did.
Quad, wasn't
We
and that party
we
got
did.
shut down too. You remember that?
Yeah, we definitely turned out Chapel Ridge, apartment 811. Graduation night, man. We
Yeah,
lit.
graduation night, man.
And the funny
Graduation.
thing about it, I still was running track, so I still had the next day after that. Had a track
Sheesh.
meet. I think somewhere I was practicing, about to go down to Florida State for the week. So yeah, wilding, not caring,
I still had
crazy
two
man,
summer
crazy
sessions
time.
complete. Hey, you know what's crazy? I walked at graduation, but I hadn't graduated yet. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's one
Hey,
thing I
same here. I had
can
to
say,
finish up some
bro.
credits, man.
That's one thing I can
I
say.
forgot about that for real. I forgot.
Hey, me and Jeff was standing in the economics, like the line at Global or whatever. And
hmm
I'm like, bro, this whole thing is a scam. I got my whole family there. I still got I still got two of the hardest econ classes to still pass just to get my
We
econ
didn't
degree.
really know if he was gonna graduate. 'Cause that's tough.
I had the
And when we
cap
say
and
hardest
gown.
econ classes,
Everybody,
bro. When we say hardest
yeah.
econ classes, we talking about and when we say econ, y'all, we talking about economics.
Economics,
Those
yeah.
economic classes so hard, like I
Mm.
still don't know how I passed till this day. I mean, I know how I passed it,
How you
but
pass, man? How you pass, man?
Hey, stamp it up on the wall, bro. Stamp it up.
Yeah,
Hey, speaking of that, I just was
I
actually
got
ain't
mine
both
on the wall over
those are
there.
not both of his, by the way, too. Like we're gonna make sure that's clear.
Let's be clear.
We only know
hey,
one of them is his.
Hey, that's one.
Hey,
Hey, that's one thing I can say, bro. Listen to this.
Yeah.
That's one thing I can say, bro. I graduated on time when I was supposed to. Didn't have to come in for no second session, no first session,
You
nothing.
started a
But it's
year
a
early, bro. You started
no,
a
I
year
did
early.
not.
Relax.
And
We
and
started
you
college.
about did, and you
We
about
we
didn't finish. You about finished with an incomplete.
God
we
dog.
started we started college the same day.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, you know what's crazy about Jeff though? Jeff started a year before us at Utah, and we graduated together. He tried to play it off, but we
Yeah,
know
he
you
tried to
got
play
No,
the
we
held
right.
back.
ain't.
You
Yeah.
know,
redshirted.
you're older than
I
everybody.
redshirted.
You got held back.
No,
Red shirt ain't got nothing to do with academics.
no. I decided to finish when I wanted to finish. I wanted to finish with my boys, man.
Oh,
That was
when
all
he
it
wanted
was.
to
They
finish
said
on his
Hey,
time.
they
He
said
wanted to
respect,
finish
they
on his
said
respect,
time.
Peanut.
they
You
said
should
you
have been
can
walking with your
finish now
masters, bro.
or you can do another year. I'm like, give me another year. Why would I? Why I ain't ready to go out there
2016,
yet? Huh?
2016, you should have been walking with your masters, bro. You
I
know what I'm
didn't
saying?
want to. I didn't want to. I wanted to have fun and party a little bit longer, so I stayed. I could
Yeah,
have been done.
yeah.
I could have walked in December. I'm like, I'm not doing that. For what? Give me another
Why? For
semester.
what? What you rushing for?
Exactly. And I had one class. I had one class my final semester. Hell, I wasn't tripping.
Oh, you only
And
took
and you
one?
was a security guard in the parking garage, so you was
And I was
straight.
security guard. It was chilling.
Hey
Oh
man,
boy,
hey
that's
college
funny.
got it's got so many different. You make the experience however you want to make it, man. Even me too. I had to finish up some classes too, CB. So I was right there with you, man.
Oh, okay.
I had to finish up
Okay.
some classes too. You know.
So what
Hey,
were
so
those classes online or nah?
Nah. They was on campus. They was on campus. They were on
Oh,
campus.
okay. Well, at
Yeah,
least you
yeah,
got
yeah.
enough. But see, I did go transfer to UNC Charlotte, so I was straight. I
CB,
still had one
where you
more.
stay? Where'd you stay at, CB?
Where you stay at, man?
Hey, you know what? That's an interesting topic you asked, bro. Because after we walked, we didn't have any more like housing on campus. So
hmm
I hit up them boys. I hit up them junior guys that hadn't graduated yet. It was like, bro, let me stay at your apartment. I had a full queen size bed in their living room. I had all my furniture in their living room. Make it so crazy. I'm not gonna call them out right now because we cool now. But they gonna hit me up right before, like during training camp. So this is like when I'm really finishing up my classes. One of them hit me up was like, "Yo, you need to move out." I'm like, bro, I'm almost done. I got like 2 weeks. Bro, these
2 weeks,
boys,
bro.
and these somebody I thought we was friends. You know what I'm saying? They talking about,
Yeah.
Y'all
bro,
still cool.
you
They
Y'all
say
still
you got to
gotta
cool.
get
move
about.
out.
You weren't paying them no rent.
Bro, I was holding their spot down while they was gone.
Hey, that's a good
Ah,
payment
man.
right there, man.
That's crazy work.
Keeping
That's
the
crazy
water
work.
running,
No rent.
everything.
Hey, I had to commute from Winston back to Chapel Hill every day for like 2 weeks, bro.
Sheesh.
Wow,
Oh no.
that's
Sheesh.
crazy.
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
to
I know
commute.
that.
Yeah, from Greensboro, Chapel Hill. I already know that drive, bro.
Hey, CB,
Bro.
Keegan, we were commuting from the couch. We were good, cuz. We finished on time. That's why we finished on
Yeah.
time.
Hey, on time.
Hey man,
On
shout out to the
time
people
on the
that had it
dime. You
needed a
feel
little
me?
bit more. Shout out to the people that need a
Okay,
little bit more.
okay. So
Hey,
let me
but
say this.
no. Listen, I got a story for y'all. I don't think I ever shared this with y'all. So
hmm
when my senior season started at Carolina, like by the third, fourth game, I knew that I was transferring, right? So I had reached out to a couple schools. I think I had reached out to James Madison, UNC Charlotte, obviously, and the other one was UVA. So I was gonna try to go to UVA. So I had been talking to all them. So my homeboy I went to high school with at the time, well, when we went to high school together, he was a corner at UNC Charlotte too. So he was like, bro, we need another corner. Like, I'll put you in contact. Boom, done deal. So so once I transferred to UNC Charlotte, I had to get a 3.8 GPA the first two sessions of the summer in order for me to even play football because my GPA coming out of Carolina wasn't like high enough to get into the program that I was trying to get into. So, bruh, so I felt more stressed them 2 months of summer than I ever did at Carolina because I knew like if I didn't pass these classes, if I didn't get a 3.8, then I wouldn't be able to play ball my last year, bro. I came out straight A's, bro, straight A's. That's my mom, yo. I was coming to the crib every day, knocking, studying, doing essays, everything, bro. So that was like, boy,
Hey,
that was a trying time, bro. And
shout
I
out to
ain't never
that.
really shared that story, bro. But that's just a tip. Like if you set your mind to something, bro, you can do that, John. You can do that for real.
That's real,
That's what's,
bro. That's real.
yeah.
Who else got that straight A's when they was in college, man?
I
I had a
graduated with
I had a
3.1.
little summer session straight A.
I graduated with 3.1 though.
Okay. We're gonna talk about GPAs, man. We ain't bringing that up, man.
Hey, guess what?
Hey, but
Hey,
yeah, that when I was a manager though, that was my best year though, because I got straight A's. For that,
that's
it's something
crazy.
about when you just focus, when you don't
Yeah,
have
bro.
other
When you
things going
focus, man.
on, and you
Yeah,
just focus
that was the
on
point I
one
was trying to
specific
make, though.
goal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But I
that
will
was
say
crazy.
my
this.
best
I
year.
will say this. One of the things that I was really focused on, like, so my younger sister, I guess my only sister, but my youngest sister,
Yeah.
she,
You got two. You got two.
yeah, I know, like, but so she graduated. She graduated from UNC this weekend, and the
Hey, add
biggest
another one
thing,
to the Tar Heel fam.
another
Yeah.
one, man, another one. So here's the thing, though. The biggest thing when I was walking around, I seen people. I'm like, there's people in the stands right now that didn't graduate, that had the opportunity but didn't finish. And that's like that's like a
Mm.
huge thing. Like, how many people do we know that went to Carolina who made it all the way like really close to the finish line and like messed up something their senior year or something
Yeah.
crazy,
Hey,
you know?
and before you go on, I never forget our first day on campus. Andre Williams, Charles, you probably can already know what I'm about to say. Jeff, you probably know what I'm about to say. Jerm, maybe not, but Andre Andre told us, he was like, fellas, look around the room because next semester this room would look a whole lot different. And bro, we was like, bro, what? Nah, we all good, we straight. I mean the next semester, bro, they started dropping like flies. So that's one thing I pride, like even my roommates in college, Charles, Jeff, Germ, like man, just finishing, man. Just and that was a huge thing for me because I also read in a news article that only 98% of black athletes don't graduate from Carolina. And it may have been 95, but I know it was the high 90s. So the
Yeah,
fact that I was a
at
part of
that
that,
time, right?
yeah, and now that I'm a part of I was a part of the 5 or 2%. Like it's just like, yeah, you gotta finish, bro. You got
Yeah,
to.
but see, that's what I was telling my parents though when we were walking through. I'm like, man, like that's so me. And I'm like, there's people here to watch their friends who didn't, you know, they either can't
Mm.
walk or they can't graduate. So
I ain't
I'm like,
coming. If I ain't walking, I
right,
ain't
I ain't
coming.
either. But I'm like, these people that's here, they should be super fortunate, you know, that they made it to this
Yeah, bro.
point. And
Yeah.
CB said he said a really cool thing. He was like, man, there's so many people who are so ready to graduate just to jump to these bills. Like you jump,
I ain't
you
gonna
Nah,
jump.
hold
bro.
you. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah. So what I said, me and Jeff was talking earlier, and I was like, a lot of people that's at graduation don't realize like that's the peak of their life. Like that's the best experience that they'll ever have ever again, right? And the thing is, like in that moment, all you're thinking is like, I just want to graduate. I just want to graduate. I don't want to have to go to class anymore. I didn't want to have to, have this structure, responsibilities, blah blah.
The best
What's
responsibilities ever.
what's on the other side of graduation? Again, I think Jeremy was always talking about it as he's inspiring, the folks. But what's on the other side of graduation might not be peaches and cream. You know what I mean? Like college might be as good as it gets, unless like everything we always talk about is, how you apply yourself, what decisions do you make, so forth and so
Mhm.
on. But even if you
Mhm.
go out and you do exactly what you plan on doing after college, bruh, life
Yeah.
hits you hard, dog.
Oh
Yeah.
Life
man.
will hit
It's
you
still
hard
like
quick.
Yes.
all your responsibilities were to go to class and have fun and hang out with your friends and party,
That's
right?
it. Go to class,
That's
do your
it.
work, and everything else was
That
whatever
was
you
the
wanted it to
easiest
be.
thing you can ask for. That's the easiest thing you can ask for. And like for people who don't go to
Mm.
college, there's an argument like, oh, I talk to some people that's like, I don't want my kids going to college. I'm like, bro, even if you don't even care about college, even if you're not like for like the academic system, they should go to college just for
The experience, man.
the social environment, and to
Yeah,
learn
bro.
how to talk to people, to learn how to like date other people, right? And do all the rest of these things and really how to take care of themselves on their own outside of the comfort of
Yeah.
their home. You know what
Network,
I mean?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So you gotta
like
Mm-hmm.
pay $80,000 to do that though.
I didn't say you
You
got to go
get
to a
you can
top
get a
college. I
scholarship.
didn't say you got to go to a top college, but you can go to a college that's cheaper.
Yeah.
Like you
A
can go to.
college, yeah.
I'm not saying you got to go to UNC or anything like that, but like you can go to really any college and get that type of experience where, if it's in state, most in state colleges aren't gonna be that pricey compared to like if you're going out of state. So you can go do something, and at the
Yeah.
same time they are gonna end up learning something, right? Like it ain't like they're just going there and they're not gonna learn anything. But
Facts.
like I think for those who I think for
Hey,
those
They're
John.
gonna learn something. They either gonna learn how to do something really well or do something really bad.
that's it.
Sink or swim. They gonna learn how
Yeah.
to sink
That's
or
my
swim.
point. That's my point. You
Simple as
gonna learn
that.
something. You gonna learn
Yeah,
today.
Hey,
yeah.
John, what other colleges were you looking at, John?
I was looking at. I mean, I wanted to go to Harvard, man. That's where I wanted to go to. I didn't get in there, and then so NC State, of course. So I primarily looked at everything in state. Then got into all the different colleges: UNCG, A&T. I think Elon as well, Campbell. I
You had
think
a G.
did I
You
get
must
in
have had
that
a good
G?
GPA because you're looking at going to Harvard. You must have been. You must have been straight.
Yeah, man. Yeah, my GPA was it was really up there, man. I wanted to go to Harvard because I went to Harvard. So um when I was in eighth grade going to ninth grade, I went to this program called People to People, and that was my first time traveling by myself. I left from Greensboro. We had to raise a little bit of money, go from Greensboro up to Harvard, and I went there. Kids from all over the whole world were there, from South Africa, from Australia, from Taiwan, you name it, man. And I know some of those people even today. But seeing that experience, that was a big impact on me when I was younger, to be able to see like what was actually possible. So yeah, man. So I wanted to go there, but my dreams, I didn't get in there. I didn't want to go to Carolina, man. I wanted to go to A&T because I'm from Greensboro. Went there all throughout high school, and in summertime, my mom always had us in camps, and so I didn't really want to go, but A&T wasn't giving me the money. You know what I mean? So that's another point to where I didn't want my parents to necessarily have to pay for college, and I didn't want to be that burden. I think my brother and I are kind of like on that same frame of mind, just not being a burden, but being of value. And so Carolina, they had a few different scholarships. Shout out to Julius Peppers. I'm a Julius Peppers scholar, as well
Oh
as
wow.
Post scholar. A few different scholarships that I got. So yeah, man. So I so the path to getting to college, there's different routes. You can do community college. You could do you don't have to do the Ivy Leagues. You don't have to do the biggest colleges in your state. But I think at least being around a college community can help
Yeah, for
you,
sure.
just because even our relationships today, these things are going to go on for a lifetime. High school relationships, they're cool. I'm still connected to some of my high school friends even to today, but sometimes those bonds aren't as strong as your people that you meet in
Yeah.
college. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's one side of it. And then also I wanted to talk about, there's multiple sides to people graduating and people getting ready to go into the workforce. It's the people that, hey, you've done all the work, you've got the internships, you've networked throughout college, you've taken it serious, and you know that, hey, I'm here for a temporary amount of time, but also I need to be looking to set myself up for the future. So people,
Yeah.
that take that seriously, if you're in college, and you're able to find a role after you get out, that's amazing. And then you also have other people that maybe maybe we haven't finished on time, or maybe we haven't,
Yeah.
done all the necessary things that are needed to be able to set yourself up for that next career and whatnot. So you got to work a little bit harder. Like, I think it's especially for us, like, to really speak to the people that are in those situations right now, whether you are getting ready to, and Jeff, you can talk about a great example. Jalea, she killed it, in terms of getting a new role. You can talk about that. And then also I want to talk to the people that don't really know what they need to do, and like give them some practical things of what they should be looking for. Because when you're in college, a lot of times, especially if you've been in college and you haven't even done like got your resume right, or you haven't even
Yeah.
gotten any type of experience in the field, or maybe you don't even know what you want to do, you start to be like, man, what in the world am I going to do out here? Because this world is so vast. But
Yeah.
for me, at least, how I look at things, if I'm in that type of situation, I'm like, hey, I'm at a college. I got resources. I got career counseling. If I majored in a role, that means I have a specific department. I got professors. I got people that alumni that have already been there, or that have already gone to another role, or are successful. So you got a network of people. So one, you got to figure out what exactly do I want to do. If you don't know, let's go and ask some people and figure out what that's going to be. And then also, what skills and how are you like branding yourself out there currently? If you're somebody that hasn't put out their resume, isn't on LinkedIn, doesn't have no type of experience or anything like that, it's like you're don't shoot your own self in the foot because it's already hard enough out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't you're up against other people that have already been doing the work too while they're in college. And on top of that, when you're getting ready to graduate, you've got people that are already in the workforce that are competing for a job. So things is just so competitive. So it can feel like overwhelming, but you got to understand that where is your footing and where's your foundation at? You went to college, you working towards, or at least you completed your degree. You have a vast amount of resources that you can tap into, and it's your responsibility to tap into every last bit of those things.
But Jerm,
And so, but yeah,
I
Jeff,
think,
Jeff, let's talk about that
yeah, I
though.
was gonna say, I think you just said a ton of great things, but I'm gonna say one thing that's probably on a lot of people's minds. They don't teach you that.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah,
when
exactly.
you're
That's why we
when you
try to teach them now. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So like when you're in school, you go to school to go to school, right? Like you're going through
Yeah.
your
Mm-hmm.
classes, like that type of schedule. You're
And you
doing those
trying to
type of
pass
things.
them tests.
You're
That's
trying to
it.
pass the test. That's really all you
Yeah.
are like thinking about. And then this creeps up on you, right? And then it's like, oh wait, I actually got to find a job because I just can't just go home and like do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a real thing though. Like I mean, I think like it happened to all of us. I'm sure. Until we found that role, like or we did it because a lot of us on here we did internships, but like our football team, you weren't doing the internship because it's so tough to do an internship. I mean, and if you
Mm-hmm.
do,
Mm-hmm.
like everything had to be close, right? So I did internships, but everything was like up the street. So I go to an OTA practice, like which is our off season practice. I go to practice, hurry up and run that shower, and then drive up to Durham really quick
Mm-hmm.
for an internship. Like those are some of the things that I
Yeah.
was doing. And I was like, hey, I told my strength coach I need to have all my workouts in the morning. Like I need to knock this stuff out in the AM. I need my classes to be done in the morning. So by 12 I can be where I needed to be. But it also took away from some of the things that I was trying to do. But I understood that because I knew where I wanted to go. Right? There's a lot of people who when they go through this process, they don't prepare for the journey ahead. Right? They're preparing for what's now, and that's really tough. Right? It's really tough to think about what do I currently want to do, but they don't understand if I do an internship, this could lead you into really any
Mm-hmm.
other role because everything has some
Yeah.
sort of transferable skills attached to it, right? So I think like I
Facts.
was talking to a few people at UNC and a lot of, there was a few of them that didn't have jobs lined up, right? And like you said, fortunate for my sister, she does have a job, but hey, that took time, right? Like, I think she
Yeah.
got her role in
Exactly.
February and I was nervous for her. I was nervous for her in December, but I knew she'd get a role, right? I wasn't afraid that she wasn't gonna get a role. I was like, she's gonna get something, but I
Yeah.
don't know how good of a role it's gonna be. That was my concern. I knew she was gonna get something, but I didn't know how good of a role it was gonna be.
Yeah. And
Because I know
and
people start this process in July, August, and they
yeah.
have stuff already taken
Mm-hmm.
care of for December, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
and when I was in the
Yeah.
business school, I saw so many people passing me by because they're like, oh, I got a job at JP Morgan. I got a job at EY. And I'm like, dang, how are y'all?
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I try to at
Mm-hmm.
least help her with that process. But then talking to people, like I told people I was speaking with her, I'm like, listen, I was in your shoes. And I told them the truth. I said, listen, man, don't chase the money. The money's going to come. It always comes. Like,
Yeah.
chase a role where you can get good transferable skills that's going to help
Skills.
you
Yeah.
get more money later on, right? Like don't worry about oh I'm only making X amount right now. Like the money always comes if you're continuously working hard. So like for everybody out there who's in this process right now, don't worry about it. Even if you're not a current graduate, it doesn't matter. Like
Mm-hmm.
just make sure you get the right skills so you can transfer those over to the role you're gonna do later on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to
Mm-hmm.
go to Jeff again, you made a lot of great points with the one point I want to talk about. Obviously, we're coming from more of a like a athletic scholarship background, so it's tough, man. I didn't look at internships. Should I have? Of course, but like you know what I'm saying. You fight for a roster spot because you obviously want to chase that end goal
Mm-hmm.
of going to the league or you know what I'm saying, just even graduating. But for me, my biggest thing was, bro, don't always have football the only egg in your basket. So I think with that mindset of me moving through college, I was able to meet certain people. I was able to socialize, learn great networking skills, just the ability to just communicate with people from all different backgrounds or
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. I think that was one of the biggest things I picked up in college. But with that being said, like I said, the end goal was all for me was to always graduate. You know what I mean? I didn't want that. I didn't want to go through 4 years of school and not have nothing to show for it. You know. So I
Yeah.
think that's one big thing, and it wasn't easy. Like it was times where I was lost. I didn't know what to do. When I
Mm-hmm.
graduated, I didn't have no lined up. I didn't know what a job I wanted to have. All I knew was I still got another year to figure this out because I'm going to grad school, and so I thank God that I red shirted, even though that's not what I wanted to do. But at the end, at the end of the day, that gave me a whole nother year to like really like push the envelope. I was working at FedEx, going to grad school and playing football at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was
Mm-hmm.
working at FedEx from 12 to 6 in the morning, 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. Get off, go to class, get out, go to practice, doing the same thing over. You know what I mean? Granted, I was still on scholarship, so I was getting that little money plus the money I was making from my job. So, like I said, that's one thing I can't appreciate from college is the ability to like make stuff happen.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
people may not understand, but that's a huge trait in life to have. Just make it happen.
Make it
Figure it
happen.
out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
yeah, not I'm my back up against the wall. Do I fold or do I figure it out? And I've always
Mm-hmm.
been that type. Like, yo, figure it out. And that's
Mm-hmm.
led me to like be good at like my job now, certain roles that I've been a part of now. Like, just figure it out. And I think
Yep.
that's one of the biggest things that I took from college personally. It ain't even so much about the degree because obviously I put
Mm-hmm.
the work in, I took the test, I passed the classes. But at the end of the day, like, some stuff I can't even go back and tell you what I learned in college. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
not applicable to what I'm doing now, but I did learn these skills that'll be stuck with me forever. Not so
And
much.
I also
Oh,
know you learned. I
yeah.
also know you learned about all the countries in Africa.
All the countries in Africa. What?
Hey, I don't know if that was a low blow or what.
That's crazy.
What? We need a background story on that. You can't
Yeah,
just
we
leave
need a
us on
background
that
story. Okay,
cliffhanger.
should I give them the background story?
Hold on, let's see what you got for me, Joe. What you got?
That's a tough. Hold on. That's a
All
tough
the
little nugget to follow. What you just did, Jeff. You know what I
Hey
mean?
man.
Don't nobody care about what I got to say now. They want to figure out what the hell you talking about. All right.
Exactly. They like, what is you
So
talking about?
I'm gonna
That's
make my
crazy,
part quick
Jeff.
so we can get back to that. I'm gonna make my part
Yeah.
quick. Couple things. Everything y'all said is spot on. I can definitely relate to everything you're saying. I think for me is like don't get caught flat-footed, right? So always stay active. Always do something, even if you don't know what to do something, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was,
Mm-hmm.
I found myself going to these like pop-up career fairs and interviewing for internships and doing things, but I had no idea exactly what I was passionate in or what I was good at. Like in college, you don't really get to test your skills from a professional standpoint because all you're doing is class and school and athletics and you know what
Partying,
I mean. But you don't really
turning up.
know. You don't know how that's at a young age. You don't know how that stuff is applicable to your professional career. But I also knew that I didn't know. For me, I didn't think the NFL was a realistic, attainable goal. Even if now looking back, I'm like, man, I probably should have tried. But nonetheless, I was like, I'm gonna have to get a job. I was trying to figure out what paid well with the degree I had, because money matters. But at the same time, I think for me, the biggest thing is that I would pass to anybody else, and I do it now in this current role is every day is an interview, whether you know it or not, right? I had an opportunity to do a internship because of our equipment manager, Yekel. Y'all remember Yekel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember Yeager.
Right?
Bro,
Shout out to Yeager.
yo,
Yo, I got nothing but respect for Yekel, but Yekel wasn't like a real personable. I mean, so the popular person is not going to be, having a conversation with Yekel because he's the equipment guy, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I
yeah,
had a good working relationship with Yekel. Yekel saw that I applied myself from an athletic standpoint every day, right? So when Yako transitioned out of that role and went to a different company, I was in that process of trying to get my LinkedIn correct. I was trying to, put my stuff out there, work on my resume. And Yako was like, "Hey, we got this internship. Come interview for it." I'm like, man, but I didn't know that person would be the opening
Facts.
door
Yeah.
later on down the road. You know what I mean? And that same thing happens now in my professional career. I got people, Michelle. I got people, that I interact with on a personal level all the time. They know what you about. They know your foundation. They know, that you're hungry for more. Jeff and Germ, right? Me and Kedrick, we got this personal relationship where I know what you're bringing to the table, so that when I get a chance to uplift you, or that person gets a chance to uplift you, they're gonna do it 10 times out of 10. Not because you went and applied for a job, it's because you interview on a daily basis,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So to wrap all of that up, who you are on a daily basis is who you will be in the future, right? I mean, you keep making those deposits, and people are gonna withdraw from that, or you'll be able to withdraw from it in the future.
Yep. And by the
Yeah.
way, too,
Big
even like you
facts.
mentioned, CB, all like you said, just do something. Everything that you do like builds upon it. Even going to the career fairs, even like I remember I probably applied to about 500 jobs. You know what I mean? Like just it's about getting the reps up. Like that, all of that experience, you hitting certain failures, like that's a part of your whole entire story and the strength that's behind you with whatever you're doing. That's how I look at things. You know what I mean?
Nah,
So,
you're right. It's funny you say that too, because when my sister was going through it, I told her by minimum in 2 months you need to apply for at least 100 jobs at a minimum. And she was like, "I don't have time for that." I said, "You better carve out time because you don't understand how hard
Yeah.
it's going to be if you don't have a role, right? Like
yeah.
that's so you rather put the work in now and be thankful and be tired than be like, oh, I don't have a role." And so that was something
Exactly.
that we went back and forth on. And then she did the career fairs, but I put a little twist on it. I'm like, listen, I helped her build out a personal deck, and I said attach your resume to it, and I said print out 20 of them, and it was like $30. I said, who cares? Pay the $30, print out 20 of them, give it out to every single person when you go to these career fairs. I said, because nobody else is doing that, right? And she did that, and
Yeah.
that's how she got this role, right? Like, so the big role that she applied got denied in August. They had the career fair in September. She gave it to the person. The person sent her a text link, like text her a link to apply, and she applied, and she ended up getting this is the role she ended up getting. So I try to,
That's awesome,
like
bro.
CB was saying, you gotta do something instead of just being down in the dumps because you didn't get the role. She still went out and tried
Yeah.
again and ended up getting it, right. So that was a
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was huge. That was a huge thing. I
Cause
was like, what if you didn't try again? You wouldn't have got it. So that was huge.
and what I always say, because my mentor, shout out Bernard Bill, he told me this when I was graduating. He was like, "Hey, nobody's coming to save you.
Nope.
Nobody is
Facts.
coming to save you. Nobody's
Right.
walking
Facts.
through
You
that
jumping
door."
in the deep end without a life jacket.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Facts.
Exactly,
Yeah,
man.
he
So,
was waiting to say that.
yeah.
Shout
So,
out K-Dot.
hey man, hey man.
That's good. Hey, that's good. Hey, that's good stuff, man. Hey, that's good stuff, fellas,
We
man.
got
Hey,
to
All right,
real
real quick,
cool.
man.
we got to
Before we
go
wrap
back.
up though, I am gonna tell you about Kedrick's situation. So what y'all don't understand is like we all took a lot of classes together. When I say we went to school together, we went to school together. So like we're in classes struggling together. Like all of us are struggling. So I'm not gonna lie. So me and Kedrick, we're on this test. Both of us were on this test, and
Dang.
we didn't study. We didn't study at all. We were messing around, and we didn't even know we had a test coming up. They're like, we got a test. We're like, what? I said, Keith, you know this? She's like, nah. So I'm like, all right, let's figure it out. So we go into this class, right? And this is one class we ain't on. No. This is one of them though. We went into this class, and me and Keith are sitting beside each other, which is dumb. Cause I'm like, well, I said, well, we can at least help out each other because like we're both gonna fail this if we don't help each other out. So we go in here, and they give you this blank map of Africa, and you gotta list every country that's in Africa on the blank map. I looked at Kedrick, I'm like, how? How? The big ones. You gonna get the big countries in Africa. Those Asians like Nigeria,
Yeah.
Zimbabwe, all those
Kenya,
crazy
Zimbabwe,
Ghana.
you
Like
don't get all them.
you're gonna get those. You're not gonna get the little small ones. I mean, the little tiny ones. Like ain't no way, ain't no way. So me and Kedrick, Kedrick walking around. Kedrick like looked at his phone. I'm like, what you looking at? And so he sent me a little link, and the link was a map that he got off Google, and it had all the stuff on there. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect. So we're sitting there, and me and him, we smile at each other, like we're about to pass. You know, I said, don't get 100 because it's gonna look wrong. You know, I feel bad because I know we didn't do well in this. But let me tell you.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you. Kedrick's phone goes off, just ringing. Teacher said, "Whose phone is it?" I looked at him like, what's going on? The phone goes off, so Kedrick hits it. The teacher's walking around.
This disclaimer. So before the exam, the teacher said leave everything outside, no book bags, no phones, no water bottles, no nothing. So me, I had an alarm set on my phone because I ain't about to leave my phone outside the classroom whether I was looking at the map or not. I don't want nobody to take my phone. So ended up alarm went off on the phone. So I was able to like hit it real quick. He didn't know whose phone it was. So instead of me hitting stop, I hit snooze. So it added another 10 minutes to the alarm. And I'll be dang, 10 minutes later it went off
No.
again.
Wait. He was walking row by row. It's a big auditorium, y'all. He's walking row by row. Just by coincidence, he was on our road. He walked past us. His alarm goes off again.
As he was standing in front of me.
And he looked, he said, "You." When he did it, when he did it, my heart dropped for my boy. I knew. I said, "Oh God."
Yeah.
He just like. So he walks out. He walks out. I was like, you know, I put up the how you do the fingers. I was like, it's over for my boy. He's done for.
Yeah.
I was like, he's done for. But
so what happened with that situation?
So after that whole situation, I immediately called my academic advisor. I was like, hey, this is what happened. My alarm went off during the phone. I got put out the exam, whatever. He was like, well, thank you for telling me. Like, shoot the professor an email. So I shot him an email. He was like, hey, I was very strict on my cell phone policy. I was like, I understand that. That's my fault. And at the time, I had a B in the class. What we had, Jeff, like a B minus, like a B maybe?
Yeah, we had a B.
Yeah, we was in the B range. So I was like, all right. And so he was like, you can take the exam next semester. And I'm like, next semester? He was like, I have to come up with another essay type exam to take next semester. And I was like, at the time, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Just let me know what day I can take the exam and I'll come back and take it. So as the time goes on, I'm emailing him as it get close to the end of the semester. He was like, well, I rethought I'm just going to give you a D in the class because you had a B, so I'm just going to give you a D in the class. So that was my one of the two only D's I got in college on some fluke stuff like this.
He said he's going to give you the D in the class.
Hey, yo.
Hey, chill, man. So moral of the story, don't cheat. You know, it ain't worth it.
No cheating, man.
If you do cheat, don't get caught.
That was wild.
I'm just messing.
Hey, shout out my boy Dom, man.
Yeah, but listen, you know what though? That was a real
What's the lesson in that, man?
But the lesson in that is, bro, you can't cheat your way through life, bro. You gotta really put the work in. For real.
Come back on your ass.
If we would have studied like we supposed to on that one exam,
good money.
We would have been good. Money. And we could have learned it. But we also didn't need a great grade because we already had a B. So if we just studied and maybe got a C on the exam, we still would have got a B in the class.
So Jeff, what did you get out of the class? Hold on, Jeff, what did you get out of the class?
I mean, hey. Hey, I don't know what he got going on. I mean,
that's crazy, man. Yeah, CB.
If I was Kedrick and that happened and Jeff had been working off my phone,
that's crazy.
We both going down.
Both
going down.
I didn't set the alarm.
That's him.
It was his alarm the first time.
Yeah. That's wild. Oh, that's Jeff, you going down with us, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy word.
Hey, man. Look, you know, I want to just thank everybody again for joining. Look, another great episode in the books. Hey, look, and if you're watching, I want you to please like, subscribe, share, comment below, right? What do you want to hear about? What do you want to talk about? Because this is an interactive audience, and we want to thank you so much for the support up until this point. With that being said, it's the Humble Brag. Thank you for joining the experience. Yep. It's your boy CB.
We out of here.
We out. We
Peace.
out.
Much
We out.
love, y'all.
Much love.
Peace.